Alright, hey guys, welcome back to Crypto. In today's content, we'll go for a quick live update regarding BTC on the macro level all the way down to the lower degree, and what type of macro support we're getting right now, and what type of sideways correction we're getting on lower degree. Okay, so let me make sure we got 589 before we get started. So we got Mr. Shu in the house. Aladino, thanks a lot for tuning in. November 19th, 2022, 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Pablo S. Crypto, thanks a lot for tuning in. Alright, sound is good, right? So let's dive into the analysis, right? So by the way, if you're new to our content, don't forget to hit the likes. Don't forget to join the public Telegram group. You can also join the Send Crypto Premium group, link in the description for the Discord group and all that good stuff, right? So first thing first, okay, we will dive into the analysis regarding the monthly time frame, right? The monthly time frame being one of our most important directional targets, right? We've been following over the last few months since like November 2021, after we started to show some sign of bearishness on the low degree, somewhere around the 3D 21 EMA, after we open and close a candle late November 2021 below the 3D 21. Let's take a look at it for Leroy, right? So right here, as soon as we open the open and close a 3D candle right here, we said, okay, it is time to pack our bags, right? Because the move we have right here was not a flat, so we could get an isolated move to the downside, and we don't know how long it'll take to find the bottom and all that good stuff, right? So knowing the spot at the top, right, regarding the macro uptrend. So the macro downtrend, the first support we had was our monthly 21 EMA, and we knew, okay, if we lose the monthly 21 EMA, we're going to dump all the way down to our monthly 50 EMA, right? And after that, we will be following our monthly 100 EMA, where we at right now. And after that, we're going to be most likely retesting the monthly 100 SMA. But most importantly, right, why the monthly 100 EMA? I'm ignoring the monthly 100 EMA as of now, even though it is a valid support, just like the monthly 50 EMA right here back in May, right? You recall we pumped back up to 32, and we said, guys, let's take it down to the monthly 50 SMA. If I add the monthly 50 SMA, you can see exactly what I'm saying, right here. Okay, just about like a 21k plus minus 10%, right? So as of now, right, we're getting a support at the monthly 100 EMA, but since our monthly 100 EMA, it is not too deep below our 6 month support, right? The 17.5, the monthly 100 EMA right around like a 16.7. That's where we've been consolidating over the last couple of days, or even like a week or so, right? So it is not too deep below the June low. So I've been saying, like, it didn't worth the risk, right, to be to be reaccumulating again right here. Okay, so the best thing to do for the bulls, it is going to be like to wait for the monthly 100 SMA and be patient. Okay, if it doesn't retest the monthly 100 SMA, we could just say, okay, that could potentially be the bottom once we get back above our monthly 21 EMA. If not, we got the monthly 100 SMA right here, somewhere around like a 12.5. okay, that's why I've been saying over the last few weeks or even month, okay, I've been saying, like, okay, let's just ignore the monthly 100 EMA, okay, and just wait for the monthly 100 SMA at 12.5k over the next like a few weeks or even few months and all that good stuff. So as of now, okay, the best thing to do, once again, it is to be patient, right? Because we're not sure if the bottom going to be right here or the bottom going to be right here. So there is no telling, okay? Just have to be patient, because it is going to be pretty hard, right, to spot exactly the bottom. I know some people are calling for like a 95% drop for BTC, you know, BTC dumping down to a 3K, 1K, and all that nonsense. Okay, we've seen it in 2018 when BTC was dropping right here. You guys recall most people were calling for like BTC to drop down to 1K. Okay, even after the push right here, most bears been saying like, okay, we're going to drop down to 1K. All right. And even after the push back up, myself, I was bearish right here around like a 10K, but right after we broke out above like 11.5, I was like, okay, that is it. And if you guys recall, most bears, okay, they've been bearish like for 4 years, 5 years, they've been bearish like for the entire bull market. Okay, they've been like bearish from like a 3K all the way up to 69K, and now they're going to be like, oh, I told you we're going to be dumping. Yes, if you say like BTC is going to be dumping like for 4 years, 5 years, yes, you're going to be right, of course, and all that good stuff, right? Yeah, if you want to be that type of a bear. Okay, so keep that in mind. And one thing I just noticed is like, I know we've been saying like BTC never broke below the previous all-time high and all that good stuff, but that's not true actually. Okay, if you take a look at our previous one of our previous all-time high in 2018, right? We pump all the way up to like a $264 to 60s, right? And dump back down to the $60. That was a bear market. It was a short bear market, and then we pump all the way up to 1176. But guess what? We dump all the way back down to like a 1/6 and broke below the previous all-time high. So you could make an argument like, hey, BTC is just repeating the same thing as of now, right? Repeating the same pattern as of now. Just because we breaking below the previous all-time high right here, right, does not mean like we never we never broke below one of our previous all-time high. You see what I'm saying? So, and if you take a look at it in terms of basically a percentage, right? We retested the previous all-time high right there, and take a look at how much we dropped. Okay, after that, okay, retested it, right here. Okay, just about like a 260s, right? And how deep did we drop after that? Just about like a 39-40%, right? So, and if we take a look at it right here, our current move, right, retested 99, give or take, right? So if we're going to drop 40% below it, right, that's going to take us just about like a 12K. And guess what? We got our monthly 100 SMA around 12K. So could it drop, lower? Possibly. But based on the previous, bear markets or the previous bull market and all that good stuff, right? We basically been repeating the same pattern. The only thing different as of now is like, closing below the 12-month lows, right? That's going to be the first time right here we're closing below the previous monthly lows. Previous yearly lows, excuse me. Yep, so if we take a look at it right here, right, BTC never closed a yearly cycle. That's a 12-month cycle, right? BTC never closed a 12-month cycle below the previous cycle lows. So that's going to be the first time we're going to get a such bearish pattern, okay, in terms of like a engulfingness, right, and in terms of like a closing below the previous yearly cycle and all that good stuff, right? But the good news, right, it is if you take a look at it in terms of total market cap, it is still hanging. Okay, the total market cap never closed, okay, below a previous yearly lows and all that good stuff, right? So if you take a look at it right here, could we drop down to 480 and bounce back up? Possibly. Okay, so but as of now it is still hanging pretty tight, right? We're not basically not closing below 760 billion total market cap. Okay, if we can stay above 760 billion total market cap, that would basically sort of invalidate the potential of BTC bearishness right here. All right. So, and at the same time, if we go ahead and take a look at the total market cap on the monthly cycle, it is not yet at the monthly 100 EMA. And we talk about it like back in May. We said like we're going to be dropping down to 800 billion. Okay. So in terms of a parallel channel, if we take a look at our channel right here, right, if we're going to be retesting the support, slash resistance trend line, right, it could be anywhere between like 400 to 500 billion. Okay, in terms of a drop, it could be 84% drop, which is the average of our previous bear markets and all that good stuff, right? So you take a look at our first bear market right here, not the first one, but one of our previous bear market right here, right? We dropped 80%. Next one right here, we drop 88%, right? So on average 84%. So 84% drop will take us somewhere around like a 500 billion, okay, give or take, right? 480 to 500 billion, okay? And at the same time, as I just said, we'll be retesting the macro trend line support right here, okay, anywhere in this range. If we get a vertical move only, okay, if we move sideways, it could be different. All right, for instance, if we move sideways like that and retest it later on right here, that could be somewhere around like a 550 or even high. So it all depends on the volatility, okay, the vertical volatility, right? Not the sideways sideways low volatility and all that good stuff, right? Kind of like what happened right here, right? You can see like move sideways for like a 9 month before retesting the trend line. So could we move sideways 12 month, 24 month, retest the trend line? Possibly, who knows, right? But pay attention to the the total market cap in terms of RSI. Just like BTC, the RSI is negative. MACD actually is negative. RSI is actually very low. We want to, you want to be selling right here once we get the RSI back up to like 80 and so on. Okay, just like on BTC, if we take a look at it in terms of RSI on a monthly basis. So let's take a look at it. So if we take a look at our RSI, right, our 4-year cycle, it is still playing out beautifully. Okay, we got our 2013 top, 2017 top, 2021 top. The next top definitely could be sometime in 2025. Will it be, first quarter, second quarter? We don't know. We just want to focus on the RSI right here being extremely low, below 40s, right? I mean, below 43 as of now, just about like a 40, 40.91 based on the BLX chart. It is screaming right now, accumulate me, okay? Don't let me dump, okay? Buy me, because once I start, to pump to the upside, you're going to be FOMOing. These are, it is the monthly time frame, okay? Once we get the reversal, guys, it could take a while to see the monthly RSI to retest like below 40 and all that good stuff, okay? Most people right here back in December, November, December, January 2019 and all that good stuff, they were calling for, BTC to drop down to 1K. But guess what? Sucker pump vertically to the upside all the way up to 14K, right? So something to basically keep in mind regarding the macro directional move and all that good stuff, right? So now let's take excuse me. So let's take a look at BTC regarding the triangular formation first, right? On the 3D, before we talk about the sideways correction right here, because we could get, you know, multiple type of patterns right here, but we already got a descending triangle formation right here with a negative MACD. And what we said right here was like, if our MACD flips negative, we're most likely going to be bearish, right? And could be seeing lower prices all the way down to the monthly, you know, all the way down to the monthly 100 SMA and all that good stuff, right? So triangular formation broke out to the downside, right? It hasn't yet retested the you know, support right here, which was our support 18.1, 18.3. If you guys recall right here, okay, back in August, what we said was like, you know, 0.888 going to be the support. So if you do a swing low up to swing high, you can see that we could not break below the 0.888, just about like 18.3. Okay, so you take a look at it. At the same time, we only got one breakout candle below it on the 9th, and sucker basically pumped right back up, but could not basically get back up above the above the 18.3, 18.4 and all that good stuff, right? Based on the BLX, right here, right? Actually, that's the Binance chart, right? So what we want to see is like, if it retests the 18.3 on the lower degree, right, 18,000, 18.3, that's going to be a strong resistance. And if you guys recall, I was saying all along, okay, you don't want to be shorting BTC below 19K. One of the reasons was like, it did not break below the 1888, right, 0.888, right? And you know, if you short it anywhere around here, you know, sometime in September till basically November, you would have gotten wrecked, okay? Because sucker basically was just, you know, correcting and all that good stuff, right? But now it took out the 18,000, so any retest of it, right, going to be a strong you know, a strong resistance, because most people who bought right here going to be looking to get out, okay? Because they're gonna be like, oh, the 3D is negative. You know, if we take a look at our RSI, right, as I said, we needed the RSI to break below the trend line support. It broke below the trend line support, so people are going to be panicking, right, and looking to get out and try to rebuy, you know, rebuy deeper, okay? So the you know, the major move of the triangular formation right here, if we just want to focus on the pattern, right, that might be too high for Leroy. Let's just do it right here to the downside, right, breakout below it. That's going to take us somewhere around like almost 12.5, depending on, you know, if you want to include the wick right here, the bottom of the June low. If you don't want to include the bottom of the June lows, you just take the you know, the closing basis right here. That's still going to take you somewhere around like a 13.8, 13, you know, 13.5, give or take, right? So, you know, based on the triangular formation, if you're just looking at the triangular formation and you don't care about the monthly and all that good stuff, right, you know, you could be looking at like 13.888 all the way down to like a 12.5, right? And 13.888, it is a very strong resistance slash support. If you take a look at it right here, we could not break above it. All right, back in 2017, no candle closed above it. We dumped down to our macro support 3K back in 2018, December 2018, right, and pumped right back up by June 2019, but just retested it, got rejected. Okay, so if we're going to retest that same level, right, that could potentially give us some strong wick to the upside, meaning like even if price decides to dump below, it could basically get rejected. Okay, so I'm pretty sure all the macro traders, right, you know, will be watching 13.8. Okay, so 13.8 and down, right, going to be a strong support for the, you know, for the bulls and all that good stuff, right? And most likely going to get some sideways correction. I'm not expecting a vertical move where BTC is going to retest, you know, anywhere around here and does something like that. Okay, it could move sideways for like a 3 to 4 month okay, just like what happened right here, okay, or what happened right there, because these are macro moving averages. They're not like 1 hour 21 or like a daily 21 or like a daily or even daily 50, but these are monthly, okay, monthly 50, monthly 100, so they take time, okay, to be taken out, right? So we'll see, over the next like a few over the next like a few days, right? Because I think like the volatility going to be pretty high going into December or before January 2023, okay? Because we got a negative MACD, and the MACD never lied to us, right? It never lied to us, okay? And whenever it crosses, negative, right? You can see what happened right here, okay? April we were bearish, okay? Right after the MACD was negative, right? Right here at the top, back in November actually, right here, we said be cautious. If we open and close a candle below our 3D21, we're just going to pack our bags. And if we dump below 52.7, we're going to dump all the way down to 40K. That's exactly what happened right here, based on the 3D MACD. And over the last 12 months, right, we only got 3, okay, 3D MACDs. Okay, you got 1, 2, and that's our third one right here. So pretty impressive, right? So basically something to keep in mind. We got a small one right here, but it wasn't a negative crossover. You just have to understand what's going on, right? If you were waiting for the MACD to cross positive right here, you would have gotten wrecked, because we said 31.32 back in June was going to be our resistance, right? Because we nailed that move right here. We shorted in April around like a 41K, take profit 25, 26K right here, and we said let it bounce back up. We could even retest our 3D21. However, let's just use our 6-hour time frame, because our MACD, it is still negative, so we cannot rely on it that much to get another negative crossover. It could take a while, right? So that's why when we got the crossover right here, we said sideways correction for the next few weeks or even month, until we get another negative crossover. So we got the negative crossover right here with a confirmation on our RSI. The trend doesn't matter, okay? Even if we get a pump to the upside, it is not something like I can control. The only thing I can control is like what I see as of now, okay? The trend is down since like we broke out below the 17.5, and MACD is negative. And the highest we were expecting for Q3 anyway, was like 25K at the most, all right? For Q4 actually 25K, but did not get there. And the MACD right now is saying like just suck it up. It could basically be pretty volatile over the next like a few weeks, okay, or even month. So now let's take a look at BTC on a lower degree. Okay, we talk about BTC on a monthly, right? We talk about BTC on a 3D, right? And now we just have to take a look at it on a lower degree, okay? Because we've seen these type of patterns, okay, for the last, let's say, 2 years. We've seen it so many times, right? When BTC dumps a lot, push back up, retest the lows, and move sideways. So the reason why I'm saying it is like we seen it back in 2021, May 2021, after BTC dumped down to the 30K area, push back up to 40K, dump back down to 30K, and push back up to 40K, dump back down here before pushing to the upside. I'm not saying that's what is it gonna do, but that's how the pattern started, okay? So you can say, depending on what type of a trader you are, okay, you might be saying, oh, we got a triangular formation right here, right? Might draw a nice triangular formation right here. Yes, it is, all right? I'm not saying it's not, but you just don't know the length of the sideways correction. You don't know how long it'll take. That's why in my premium I said right here, when we shorted at just about like a 17K, right, all the way down to 15,888, I said once we retest the 15,888, it will be time to get out and wait, because you don't know, I don't know what type of correction this guy is going to do. So the pattern could still be something like that, okay? Or it could even be bigger, right? It could even be a bigger pattern, right? Like that, right? You get the concept, right? Or even bigger, right? Or even bigger, right? Or even just a flat correction, right? Or even just a flat, just like that, right? It could be any one of these patterns, right, over the next like a few weeks. That's why we can't just like jump on, right, and say like, oh, we're going to be printing a triangular formation, or or a flat. Okay, so another thing also it could print is like it could be a descending triangular formation, ugly one, right? It could be descending, right, like that, or it could be a wedge, right? It could be a wedge. You just don't know, right? You just don't know. Could do something like that, right? Like that, right? So if you recall what we had right here, that's what I said, right? Remember when BTC, got rejected at 24.25? That's why I was saying anticipate the sell area right here, because you don't want to sell right as soon as we start the dump, because it could be pretty messy, right? That's why back in August, okay, somewhere around like a 24-25K, I was saying like, accumulate some sales orders, accumulate some sell orders right here, just in case, right, we get a nasty pushback down and a long sideways correction and all that good stuff, right? So hopefully it makes sense, right? So how should we trade the sideways correction right here, since we're so unsure of what type of pattern we're going to get, right? So the best thing to do, right, so we already talked about the higher time frame. We said like if it retests the 18,000, 18,300, that's going to be a resistance, right? So if we take a look at it right here, that's going to be that level right here on the lower degree, right? If it does, if and only if it retests it, right, that's going to be a strong resistance, okay? 18,000, low 18K, okay? And to get a good reference point, you might watch your 6-hour 100 EMA. That's going to be a good reference point. It might not be the exact top, but price action most likely going to suffer trying to break out above, right? Just like what happened back in I think like December, and at the same time back in May right here, June. All right, so same type of a pattern. So that's going to be a reference point over the next like a few days or even hours, depending on how how volatile market going to be. Okay, and the reference point to the downside going to be just the 15,888 right here on average up to 16,1, going to be the temporary support, right? Just in case, right, it does something like that, okay, and retest the 18.8. So if it breaks it, right, it means like the higher time frame, right, going to be breaking down. Okay, it means like the higher time frame just going to continue its breakout to the downside. Okay, makes sense, right? So that's going to be pretty interesting, right? Depending on, you can be if you want, you can be bullish and bearish in this range, or just suck it up, be bearish, because the 3D is, the 3D time frame is negative. Okay, that way, regardless of what type of a correction you price action going to be making right here, you're going to be safe. You're going to be like, okay, the 3D is negative over the last 12 months. We got like 3 or 4 negative crossover, and all of them was successful, and we nailed all of them, guys. We nailed all of them. Okay, right here, right there, right here, right here. We said if we get a negative crossover, it is going to dump. So the likelihood as of now with the negative crossover for BTC to drop low is pretty high until we get a positive MACD over the next like a few weeks, which it could take time. Okay, it could take time. It could do something like that. Okay, so or even because our weekly it is kind of interesting because our weekly time frame, it is still not negative, so we could get a weekly divergence if the weekly doesn't give us a strong negative crossover. If the weekly does something like that, right, we could get a divergence. Okay, but we might not get a divergence, right, on our 3D time frame. Okay, we might not, depending on how volatile market going to be over the next like a few days. And what I mean about a divergence, I mean like divergence like that. Okay, yes, it could get a divergence right here, but a divergence from from the June lows to the next like a bullish crossover, I mean, we could get it, but we will see. Okay, I would say like the weekly time frame would give us a better divergence, right? But that's going to be a good news if we do not drop lower on our MACD. That's going to be a good news, right? Because we could just use the June lows as a reference point and just draw a trend line and say let's go. But the RSI got to get a lot of work to do, right? Got to get some work to do, and create a positive divergence. Okay, so that's what I see for BTC on the monthly all the way down to the 6 hour time frame and all that good stuff, right? And at the same time, we talk about the total market cap, right? Next support somewhere around like a 500 billion. So if we retest 500 billion, you might not want to be bearish, regardless of the BTC price and all that good stuff, right? So we'll talk about the BTC dominance next time, right? I just wanted to make it a short video, a bit, and all that good stuff, right? Okay, for Liberty, thanks a lot for tuning in, man. Thanks a lot for the tip, right? So can you take a look at ADA? So let me take a look at ADA very quickly. So we got hash rate 87, 84, 13, 56 in the house. Yeah, thanks a lot, K4 Liberty. K4 Liberty been watching Send Crypto long enough, so he recognized all our macro calls and all that good stuff. It is, I mean, guys, I want to be a moon boy, but at the same time, we just have to be realistic, okay? Some of these alt, right? They're not gonna pump. I want these alt to pump myself and all that good stuff for you guys also, right? But if I sit right here and tell you like this coin going to pump 10x, 20x, and 50x and all that good stuff, like in 2020, even before the bull run started, you guys remember, most of these coins, FTM, CALR, right, OEN, all of them, guys, they were like 30 million market cap, okay, before anyone started to talk about phantom. Send Crypto said like sucker gonna 100x, right? I mean, I didn't call for 100x, but I called for like some crazy move, right? So sucker pump from like 50 sats to like crazy 3,000 sats, stuff like that, right? So ADA, I was saying to buy it like 2019, right? I was saying accumulate ADA around like a 500 sats, because you could be selling it pretty high in the next bull run. But as of now, we just have to wait till basically at least end of the year, till the BTC dominance starts to skyrocketing and all that good stuff, and we're going to be taking talking about alt. Because if you want to be extremely bullish on alt right now with the BTC dominance being this low, right, you could be in trouble if BTC starts to pump to the upside and the BTC dominance pumping, because alt will be taking a break. That's my analysis as of now. That's my thesis, right? Just like what happened back in 2019 right here, after we broke out above the monthly 200-EMA, alt were bleeding pretty hard. Some of them pump, right, but they were bleeding, okay, for like let's say 12 months, right? Because remember, the BTC dominance, right, started to pump in let's say right here, okay, April 2019, right? And BTC picked like in June 2019. But guess what? The BTC price, right, picked in June 2019, somewhere around like a 14K. But the BTC dominance was still pumping. You see what I'm saying? So, and we basically capitulated right here around like a February, March 2020. So for 1 year, the BTC dominance was going up. So that could be the same scenario we could see over the next few months, where the BTC dominance going to be pumping for the next, let's say, 9 to 12 months, right? So you got to be ready for that, because we're talking about the macro. We're not talking about like ADA pushing up like 15%, 20%, 30%. We talk about like ADA possibly dropping 50% again against BTC, right? Before going another 50x or 100x possibly, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at ADA. So if you take a look at ADA, already broke below the 382 Fibonacci, right? Around like the low 40s. So the next Fibonacci to the downside going to be the 50% pullback, somewhere around like a low 20s, okay? 23s to a 20 cents area, give or take, okay? So that's going to be the next support. We got the, our, 0.618, but we'll see if we're going to get any sideways correction first around the 20 cents, okay? Because it will drop already 50% to retest the next support. So most of the time when you retest the next support, you're going to be, moving sideways and all that good stuff, right? So ADA, just about 20 cents going to be the next support, 20 to 23. And after that, we will take a look at if we're going to be moving to the upside, right? Or if we're going to be retesting 0.618. But one thing you got to keep in mind within the next 18 months, okay? Just take a note, okay? If it breaks out above the monthly 21 EMA and retest it, and BTC is above the monthly 21 EMA at the same time or near all-time high, you got to accumulate it, okay? Regardless, where the price going to be, you got to go heavy on it, okay? Not financial advice, but I'm saying like most likely bulls going to go heavy on ADA if we retest the monthly 21 EMA, because they're most likely going to be repeating the same pattern right here, okay, right there, okay? But I was saying to buy ADA right here, actually, right there, back in 2019, right there, okay? So but that was ADA BTC right around like 500 sats, 600 sats, okay? So just to go back to the monthly 21, you want to see ADA above the monthly 21. If you're trading it on the macro scale and you're not trading it like, on the daily, on the weekly and all that good stuff, because these suckers are pretty volatile and you can see how deep they can drop. They can drop 50% and you're going to be like, oh, ADA is down 50%. We're going to the moon. Let's accumulate. They're going to drop another 50% again. And you're going to be like, oh, it's time to go to the moon. They're going to drop another 50%. You might be thinking like it's over. They're going to drop another 50%. Not over yet. Another one, another one, another one. So they can drop 50% 7 times before they bottom. Okay, and 50% 7 times is like 98, 99%. That's how crazy it is, right? So remember that, right? I'm not saying ADA will, but all I'm saying is most alt, okay, they could do something like that, right? So that's why I keep saying if you're accumulating it, right, you have to accumulate every 50%. Don't accumulate like every 10%. Okay, after they drop 90%, accumulate every 50%, right? Because you're not going to be accumulating like forever, right? Because some of them won't drop like more than 95, right? Especially the low supply coins, right? They won't drop like 50% 7 times and all that good stuff. So you take a look at Ether, previous all-time high 130, give or take. Take a look at it, it dropped like 98.5, right? So 98.5 from our current level, you take a look at, could be like 5 cents, right? But it could be different, okay? It might not drop that low, right? Hopefully it makes sense, right? Hey, what's up, Tala? Thanks a lot for tuning in. Aldo Moonboy in the house. Thanks a lot for tuning in, man. It's been a while, man. Smooth operator. So sitting on your hands and not doing anything is the best thing. I mean, what I've been saying is like accumulate BTC, right? Be majority BTC, right? At least, you know, I would say 60 to 80%. Okay, if you're aggressive enough, right, you could go 80%, right? Because BTC won't drop. I mean, I wouldn't say won't drop, but it's not going to drop like alt. Okay, like dropping like 90% every month. Okay, stuff like that. Okay, so you can see like whenever we retest these macro supports, right? Monthly 21. I said it back in, you know, back in January, even before January, November. If you guys recall, I said our directional target on a monthly basis is going to be the monthly 21. And once we hit the monthly 21, we could move sideways for like a 2 to 3 month, okay, before going down to the 50 EMA on a monthly. And after that, we will be looking for the monthly 100 EMA or even monthly 100 SMA. So these are macro targets, okay? They don't basically play out like every week. You're not gonna see, you know, BTC breaking out below your monthly 21 EMA every single year, stuff like that, okay? So, you know, it all depends how you want to play it, right? But all I'm saying is these macro supports, right? You know, if you're a macro trader, you don't want to miss these macro moving averages, okay? Monthly 50, monthly 100, monthly, you know, we don't have monthly 200 yet, but we do have a monthly, we do have a 3 weeks 200, right? It is at 9,500, right? But we will see if we're going to retest it, right? Yeah, but we don't have a monthly 200 SMA, right? All right, let's see. Nate in the house, thanks a lot for tuning in, Nate. Bullish crypto 589. So let me know if you guys have any questions, right, regarding any other alt. I already talked about Ether. Let's take a look at Ether. Talk about Ether in our public, you know, public group and all that good stuff, and premium group, right? So Ether, the directional trend, it is still down, right? Could not break the 2000 area. Okay, retested somewhere around like a 1650, 1680 on a monthly basis. Monthly MACD, it is still negative. You know, RSI, it is still down, so good accumulation range, right? But in terms of price, right, temporary support 1050, 950. I said it after we broke below the you know, 1710 back in May. You know, we said accumulation, you know, sell orders, get out, you know, 1950 to 2000, and basically retest of the you know, 1050 to 950. Okay, we retested 2000, we said get out. We're going to be retesting 1000 again, and possibly got a pretty good you know, got a good chance to even break below 1000. Okay, got a good chance to break below 1000, because on the 3D the MACD is as well, okay, just like BTC, negative. Okay, we got a negative MACD. However, you know, if it flips back bullish, right, you know, we could see some positive momentum, right? But as of now, we just have to take it as it is. It is negative. We just treat it like it is negative. Okay, temporary support 950, 1050. You know, if it breaks it, if you want to do the 1-to-1 extension to the downside, you're still going to, yeah, it doesn't work that way. Let's do it like this. Okay, that's 55% drop. Let's just take the closing basis, right here, 50% drop, another 50% drop, right? We'll take it somewhere around like a $500, right here. So, and in terms of Fibonacci, we got 50% pullback, right around 650 to 550. All right, so we got our 382 right there, right? $1,000, exactly as we said, right? You know, it's not a secret number, right? Because you know, you're just using your Fibonacci's, right? Just being very confident. If you break below your monthly 21 in crypto, you're going to drop 50% or more. Some of these alt will drop like 95% below their monthly 21. And I've been saying it, guys, since like Q1. I've been saying like if we break below our monthly 21 EMA on BTC, we will drop 50%. And that's exactly what happened. We dropped below 37K and dropped all the way down to like a 17.5, right? So we got our 50% pullback around 618, okay? Just about 650, okay? 650, 550, give or take. I'm saying 618 because $618 it is at 50% pullback. That's what I was laughing at for Leroy, okay? So you won't get confused. And once we retest the 650, 550, move sideways, we could be looking for another swing to the upside, right? Up to 950 to 1050 again. So if, okay, we retest right here, we could be looking for another swing right there. Okay, that's going to be a strong resistance, right? Possibly the monthly 21 EMA will join the party at some point, depending on the volatility. And you could be even looking to sell and rebuy, rebuy back cheaper, okay? Right here. So back in 2020, as soon as we got above the monthly 21, you can see what happened. Okay, we went parabolic. So that's what we want to see within the next, like let's say 12, okay, to 18 months. Okay, we want to get back above the monthly 21. So you're not missing out anything if you see like Ethereum pumps like 10%, 15%. You know we're still in the same range, unless we break out above the monthly 21. Within the next couple of weeks, you're gonna be like, oops, I got to FOMO now, because we about to go to the moon and all that good stuff. I don't like the algo BTC chart. That's the thing, okay? I don't like the algo BTC chart. It's not doing much, okay? On the lower degree, yes, it is looking good, but you still got to take a look at it, like over the last 3-4 years, right, give or take. It's been down, okay? It's been down. Okay, always zoom out. Okay, if you just take a look at the lower degree and it pumps like 10%, you might be saying like it looks good. Okay, so if you're holding algo, right, if it pumps back to the 4,000, anywhere around that level, you got to be like, all right, I got to go back to BTC. All right, but as of now, it is just consolidating, not even yet above the monthly 21. Okay, and the BTC dominance is about to take over, so you got to be cautious. Okay, accumulate BTC. You got plenty of time. We got like over 20,000 coins, right? Once BTC breaks above all-time high, right, and BTC of course going to be above the monthly 21, most of these alt most likely going to be near or above the monthly 21. They're going to go crazy, okay, for like a 3 to 5 month. Okay, don't hold them more than 6 months. Okay, after BTC breaks out above all-time high. Let's take a look at algo. Yeah, you can see algo USD, right, on a monthly basis. Okay, It's only, yeah, it drops 70, 75, 76%. If you sold right here, right, you want to be accumulating right here again, right? Start to accumulate, because it could drop all the way down to the lows right around like 15 cents, give or take, right? So you want to start accumulating slowly as price action is consolidating before the next pump right here, because you don't want to wait. You don't want to wait till we start to get the monthly RSI around like 67, 80 and all that good stuff. You FOMO. Okay, yeah, we broke below 0.618, right? Not even yet at 0.786, but close enough, right? Close enough. Right there. Okay, looks like the 5 wave was done right here after the breakout below the monthly 21. All right, is it possible? Smooth operator is asking, is it possible that Litecoin, Monero, and Bitcoin Cash have already bottomed before BTC? I don't know about that. I don't know. They could, but you can never trust Litecoin. You can never trust Litecoin extensively, right? Just have to be patient, right? So you got a trend line resistance. It looks good on the monthly, right? Could you hold above your monthly 21 for like a 2 to 3 month or even 6 month and try to break out all the way up to like 900,000 sats, something like that against BTC? That's going to be pretty impressive, right? If Litecoin can do it. Okay, but over the last, let's say, 3 years, okay, that's the first time we're getting a monthly possible close above the monthly 21. Okay, so you just can't trust Litecoin, man, unless BTC is above all-time high. That's what I noticed. Okay, can't just trust it. Okay, you can trade it. I trade it sideways, right, up and down and all that good stuff, but like saying like it will start the bull run, I don't know. Even right here, take a look at the pump we had back in 2017. BTC broke out above all-time high. That's the only reason Litecoin pumped, right here, April 2021, Litecoin pumped in April 20. I remember holding Litecoin from I think January till April. I was very pissed, right? it was going up, right, but it wasn't going up like most ought, right? So I was comfortable trading Litecoin like in a short to medium term, right? Because it wasn't that volatile like most of the alt, but it wasn't at the same time going up a lot, right? So between I think like February till April, something like that, right? It only pumped for like 2 months right here, and it didn't pump a lot. So Litecoin did not do well, right, against BTC in the last bull run after BTC broke out above all-time high. So I would just stick to BTC, right? Because you're gonna get like plenty of chances, right? Like maybe the next 1000x coin is not even out yet. I keep saying it. They could be out like in late 2023, early 2024. Those new coins, those new Ethereum killers, right? Bitcoin killers, right? ADA killers, right? Or even like XRP killers. They're going to be out. Okay, you just wait for the first pump. They're going to drop 90% after that. You buy the second, the second retest. I mean, the retest of the bottom. Possibly BTC going to be above all-time high, and they're just going to pump 100x, stuff like that. Okay, I could be wrong, but that's the way I'm looking at the market right now, and I've been saying it long enough, right? Until BTC breaks above all-time high, Alt won't do nothing. Okay. Zilliqa. So Zilliqa likely to follow a V-chain, right? They're going to be retesting the 100 sats, right? Or even possibly Zilliqa possibly could be coming back down to retest the 50 sats. So you got plenty of time. Okay, bulls got plenty of time to to be accumulating, right? If you recall right here, this year actually, okay, in Q1 I was saying, Zilliqa is pretty close to the 50 sats, 60 sats. So buy it right here. If it dumps down to 50, you just double up, because it could break out at any given time, right? And sucker just pumped right back up to the 400 sats, and I was like, that's it. It's going to be going down for the next like a few months, and that was like back in March. So over 9 months, it is dumping. So you got to be able to understand these little details, right? Not just like something pump, it is going to be getting a sustainable pump. So accumulate it right here, 100 sats, 50 sats, and wait for BTC to and wait for Zilliqa actually to give you a big pump again, and then just sell it and rebuy right here. So it could be moving sideways against BTC for the next like a few years, just doing something like that, oscillating, right? Yes, could we retest like 600 sats? Yes, but if you accumulate at 50, 60, 70 sats, if we hit 500, you got to basically pack your bags and at least sell 50 to 80% and let it do the rest. Okay, so not sure if we're gonna get up to a 1000, but we will see. Okay, you got that 600 sats, and you got 500 sats. So a 10x, you 10xing your BTC, right? So right here, 50 sats to 500 sats. Can you take a look at XDB? Okay, XDB getting dumped. Parabolic move to the upside. Parabolic move to the downside. So it is at the bottom. It is at a very good level to be accumulating, right? And if it push, if we get a pushback up 50% to 0.618, it could get a good rejection for a retest, because we're in a bear market. So none of these alt will be going back up to their all-time high against BTC at any given time, right? So it is a support, very good level to be accumulating. At least you're not accumulating right here, 1200, 1300 sats. Right now we're at 42 sats. So that's like, that's pretty good. Okay, 98%. So it looks nice. It looks like AMP too, right? Yeah, you can see same exact move with AMP. Okay, I think GRT, doing the same thing, right? GRT doing the same thing. Parabolic move to the upside, parabolic move to the downside, right? Let's see Tether. Yeah, Tether is doing the same thing, right? Volume is decreasing, so high volatility very soon with Tether, right? MACD is still negative, right? So if you're patient enough over the next like a few months, you know, you could be accumulating all the way down. Okay, so nice parabolic move to the upside. If we get theta back down to like 700 sats, whoa, you know, you're just going to be ready for the next like parabolic move, right? And so on and so forth, right? Just like that. So keep an eye on theta. Low volume, decreasing volume. I'm not saying it will pump, but high volatility, you know, most likely very soon. Okay, if we dump down to 2500 sats, you know, that's going to be a good support to start accumulating, and then after that, you know, 1000 sats and so on. Okay, as of now it is at 5000 sats, right? All right, so we got 1 hour, over 1 hour of a short video update. So I'm just gonna keep it short. Aldo, you don't have any question? Moonboy, Aldo Moonboy. Aldo want to talk about gold, right? Aldo is a gold Moonboy. Yeah, gold monthly, you know, monthly rejection. Okay, Aldo, if you watch our premiums, you know, I updated gold in the premium. Okay, try to watch it. If you, I think you watch it already, right? So just like BTC, all right, you know, double top, double bottom right here. The double bottom for BTC was 30K, and if you recall, BTC broke below the monthly 21 EMA. What we said, we're going to dump 50%. So, but gold will not behave exactly like, you know, like BTC, right? But we talked about in terms of patterns, right? You got your divergence right here, divergence right there. So the divergence got to fade away. It could possibly already, you know, done, right? But we got to get back above our monthly 21 with a positive MACD. If you're in rush, you could use your 3 weeks 21 EMA, which is not positive yet, right, in terms of MACD. So gold, it is still negative. It looks nice. It is a beautiful flat correction, right? But it got to basically get back above the monthly 21, or at least the 3 weeks 21, you know, consolidate right here, and possibly we could try to get a triple top, or, you know, a continuation to the upside. If not, right, it is likely to get dragged down before a possible reversal to the upside on a monthly time frame. Okay, so I'm not talking about like gold pushing to the upside like 50 points, 25 points and all that good stuff. We want to see a macro reversal. Okay, you can see these flat corrections right there. Okay, dump to the downside. Okay, and on the quarterly time frame, you take a look at it, right? As I said in my premium right here, if we break below the quarterly 21 EMA, right, we could be in trouble. So the quarterly was negative, right, but it slightly pushed back up. So the quarterly trying to give us a weak negative crossover. That could save the monthly time frame if the quarterly within the next few quarters, right, if we try to at least close above like 1850, 1950 area, right, that could flip the quarterly time frame bullish, right? And we could get a strong uptrend like that on a quarterly basis. So we'll see within the next 3 to 6 months if we can stay above the quarterly 21. If we break below the quarterly 21 with a negative quarterly MACD, right, that's going to be pretty bad. Okay, but on the quarterly, it is not that bad still, because we're still above the monthly. We're still above the quarterly 21, even though we, you know, we below our monthly 21, right? Hopefully it makes sense. Just like the DXY back in April, right here on a quarterly basis, what we said, if we cross positive right here, I said it back in April, if we cross positive, we're going up to a 120. Okay, we got a quarterly rejection right here, but it doesn't mean much. Okay, we've seen it right here back in, you know, 2000, right there. You know, quarterly rejection still pushed to the upside for the next like a, you know, 3 to 4 or 5 quarters. So the DXY is not tapping out yet. Okay, on a daily basis, you might be saying, oh, we're dumping and all that good stuff, but sucker is moving on a monthly basis. It is moving on a monthly basis, and we haven't even yet seen a monthly double top on our side. So the monthly double top right here does something like that, push back up, do something like that, and we're going to be like, okay, we got our divergence possibly, okay, on a monthly basis, something like that and something like that. Print a a W with some lower, some lower highs and all that good stuff, right? Sort of like that. So I think the DXY, it is still positive, right? It is still strong. It is just a pullback, still above the monthly 21, right? Still above the quarterly 21. MACD on a monthly basis, it is still positive. We're only getting one vertical move on our RSI. We're most likely going to get another vertical move to get the double top. It means like price action will be pushing to the upside within the next few months, or at least a sideways correction. But I'm not saying like something like that. Not yet, okay? I don't see a vertical dump like that as of now. Scott, do you think like a USDC or USDT, they are safe, to put your money in and all that good stuff? I mean, if the fiat gateway is easy for you, right? Why take a risk? If you want to stay in fiat, stay in fiat. It really doesn't matter, right? The denomination will not change. 1 USDT will still, will still be $1, right? So you shouldn't be worrying too much between USDT or US dollar, right? If you're not sure, just be safe. That's it. You don't need no advice for holding fiat or holding USDT. Hopefully it makes sense, right? But nothing in crypto is safe. Okay, USDT could go down tomorrow. I'm not saying tomorrow like literally tomorrow, but could go down within the next few weeks, months, years, right? USDC could end up being a fraud also, right? You never know, right? So if you're comfortable with BTC for the next like 3, 4, 5 years, you just suck it up into BTC and just try to grow your BTC, right? So but if DXY hits 120, won't this crash BTC to 10K? I mean, it's not going to be linear. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's not going. I mean, at some point, right? The DXY was going up with BTC at the same time. Right? I just don't have time to go with the chart and all that good stuff, right? But you can see like in 2021, right there, the DXY bottom, right, and was pushing to the upside for like a 6 month. Recall, BTC was around like a 30K back in June 2021. BTC was pumping all the way up to like a 69K. So it is not going to be a 1-to-1. You can look at it as a 1-to-1. I don't even know how to say it, but you can't just look at it like the DXY going to be pumping and BTC going to be dumping. As of now, the DXY is dumping and BTC is dumping. So you just have to take a look at the overall macro direction. Okay. Yes, the DXY could be doing something like that, and BTC could still be going up to like 30K, 40K, just to retest the monthly 21. And while the DXY moving sideways again, BTC could be dumping again down to the monthly 100 SMA or even monthly 100 EMA, depending on where we're going to find the bottom at, right? So but one thing we know is like we're closer to the bottom for BTC than the top. Okay, we are closer to the bottom than 69K, right? Yeah, we're most likely going to get a very volatile month. I mean, very volatile week between 18K to 15K at least. The worst case scenario is like we just close above the monthly 100 EMA, right? Just close above it, just to wait for the December open, right? And then we're going to get either pump back up above 21 or dump down to the 12.5. Okay, but it is going to be a very interesting end of the year. The 50-day cycle, as I said, I've been saying that, been talking about the 50-day cycle, but I haven't talked about it recently, right? But the 50-day cycle right here, was not in favor of a reversal at all ever since we broke out below our 50D 21 right here. Been consolidating around our 50D 50, so in favor of a push down to a 12.5, 12K area. Okay, so the 50-day cycle will close on December 17th, 18th, right? So right around mid-December, you want to be you just want to close the book, right, and wait for for 2023. Okay, so we'll see within the next 25 days, 30 days, how we're going to close the yearly cycle, right? Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome, Scott. All right, guys, thanks a lot. It is 1 hour, nearly 1 hour, 15 minutes, and all that good stuff. Hopefully, we covered everything, because I try to cover everything for the next let's say at least 1 week or so. Okay, so we won't have to basically do a live stream every day, right? And all that good stuff. Okay, because we talked about the macro. You just have to know the direction. You don't need to know what's going on between 16K and 17K. You want to know what's going on between 20K and 10K. That's it, right? And then next month or even next quarter, you want to know when we're going to get back up to our monthly 21, right? And all that good stuff, right? Be safe out there, guys. So get your coins out of these exchanges, right? Unless you just short-term trading, but don't put your coins in these exchanges waiting for the moon and all that good stuff, because we're not going to pump back up to all-time high probably till 2025. So you got plenty of time to get the job done. Okay, just be safe out there. Thanks a lot for watching, guys.